What's up, and welcome to my very first speed build on my new YouTube channel, Sim4 Designs. And I don't know if anyone's seen my other videos, but they used to be posted on my channel that I created when I was a lot younger, and I kind of used it for vlogs and other videos for my interest during that time. And when I first started doing Sim speed builds, I just decided that I was going to upload them to this account, but then I started to really enjoy doing them, so I thought it would be better if I just created a separate channel just for my sim builds that I create. So this is my very first video on this channel, and as you can see here, I've already started building the foundation and roofing of the house. And this house that I'm doing is just a family home, and I'd probably say that these are definitely my favorite to do. I just love being creative with these, and I also just love the style of family homes, but I definitely want to just learn a lot more on different builds and become more creative as I add more videos. So yeah, so I'm just starting to build this house, and as you could probably see by the title, this house is specifically base game only. So Sims 4 base game, you don't need any expansion packs, stuff packs, or any of that stuff. So if you have just the Sims 4 and like none of the other expansion packs, then you can go ahead and on Origin or any other platform. I do have an Origin account, so I did upload it on there. So if you have Origin, you can go into the Sims gallery and download this house for play if you're into playing in the houses. I specifically like to just build houses, so I don't necessarily get to play in them all the time, but I really like when other people download my houses because they do take a long time, and I am kind of a perfectionist when it comes to building for the most part. So I feel like it definitely takes me a while to build my houses. So when I see that people downloaded them, it kind of makes me feel a lot better that people see them and are using them in their game, which is pretty cool. So going back to the house, as you can see here, I just started to create a garage, and this is just on the side of the house, which I thought was fun. And I haven't really done 2 garages in a build yet because they kind of take up a lot of space. But yeah, I just thought this looked nice, and as you can see here, the house structure is coming together pretty well, and for the most part, I'm just adding a back deck and placing windows where I think would look best, even though sometimes when I go in to do the floor plan inside, I have to adjust some windows. So it just depends on how I feel, because sometimes I'll either wait to place the windows after I do the floor plan, or I'll just complete the whole outside and then do the windows. So it just kind of depends what I'm feeling. But yeah, and then also same with the landscaping. Sometimes I will completely finish the entire outside of the house and then go to the inside, or sometimes I'll just do the outside of the house, do the inside, and then do the landscaping. So it just kind of depends on what I prefer, but hopefully you guys don't mind. I also don't show me creating the floor plan in this video, so I hope that doesn't bother any of you guys. The other videos on my old channel, I show the floor plans, which I plan on doing in the future. Just for this build, it kind of took me a while to figure out a floor plan, and so I just kind of took it out of the video because I don't know. I know some people like to watch it and some people don't, so I'm not really sure, but until I start creating more and maybe people have an opinion, then that'll determine on what I do. So if you see this video, feel free to comment or add suggestions. Of course, I just want to basically just on here to learn from other people and hopefully inspire others who like to play this or design stuff, because I think it's super fun. And yeah, so for the fence for this house, I actually went in through the debug, which you have to enter through the cheat menu. But I was super obsessed with it, and I thought it looked perfect with this house. Like, absolutely in love with this fence. It's not a real fence, like I said, it's through the debug menu. So to be able to get it, I think you have to enter bb.show hidden objects in your cheat menu. But I think it looked super cool. I think maybe sometimes the Sims might walk through it during gameplay. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might be a thing. So I'll have to double check that, but I still think it looks nice. So if it were to bother you, if you download this house, then of course you can just change the fence to one of the actual ones on the design menu, I guess. So yeah, and then these cute little hanging plants that I put on the fence, I also got from the debug menu, which if you do that cheat, you can also find other plants and stuff that aren't on the main menu, which is pretty cool, and I like a lot of them. So yeah, so I think the outside of the house is going pretty well. I'm just picking out some plants to use, and I like to do my builds with a lot of green, like just lush plants. I don't know. I'm kind of into a lot of landscaping. I don't usually do like just a couple bushes or trees. I try to make it look full and like the house has been there for a while and people live in it. And I think when you do this with the landscaping, it makes the house seem a lot more realistic. So that's just kind of my idea when I go into building my houses and doing the landscaping. But yeah, I don't know. I just like how it comes together. And I usually do landscaping around probably almost the entire house. I usually do almost side. It probably just depends, but yeah. And then I just go in with some dirt to make it look a little bit more realistic. This dirt is a little more orangey colored than I normally use. I don't think I usually use that dirt color, so I'm not sure why I did for this build, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it looks fine. Like I said, if you download this, you can always change it or change anything about it. But for a base game house, I was pretty surprised with the layout and the windows and how everything came together. I found a picture on Pinterest of a house that kind of had roofing similar to this house, and that's just why this house kind of turned out how it was, because I was looking at a picture and I just really wanted it to feel like a family home. Like, I feel like red brick houses are like a traditional family home, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's super cute. But another thing, I had to keep reminding myself that this was a base game build only, so I had to keep going in and like finding the right objects, because if I would have built this entire house and then accidentally used some just base game items and then I tried to upload it to the gallery, I would have had to like figure out which item that was and then switch it out. But luckily it uploaded perfectly to the gallery, so I know for sure that everything used in this build is base game only. So yeah, and so now I'm just going in with a swimming pool, and I feel like most of my family house builds I add swimming pools because I just think they add a lot more activity in gameplay, and then they also just look nice in the yard. Also, I never had a pool, so I guess I kind of always wish I had a pool, so that's probably why I always give my designs pools probably. But yeah, so I'm just going in here adding some simple furniture to the outdoor patio. I didn't even realize how much base game items there actually were. Like, ever since I bought just the Sims game, I had always had other packs as well, because I just bought a couple of them at the same time and I always just used that stuff. But then like not using it, I kind of realized how much you actually get with just the base game. But I mean, I definitely recommend, like, if you're just starting out, the base game I guess like does give you a lot to work with as like a starter, but there's so many awesome packs, so I definitely recommend getting some of those packs. But yeah, I'm just working on the outdoor lighting, and I think the outside of the house is pretty much together. I think I add, this little, I don't even know what it's called, like thing for kids to climb on outside, just for another activity, because I realized this swing set did not come with the base game. So that was the only other like outdoor activity there were for kids. But yeah, so this family that I built this house for is for 2 parents and then a daughter and 2 twin boys. So I thought that idea was super fun, and I had so much fun decorating this house, and the coloring of the wood and floors I thought came together really well. And also the layout. The layout of the house did take me a while. That's why, like I had mentioned, I didn't add the floor plan in this design. But I also don't think, maybe people don't even enjoy watching the floor plan being done. So I think it's just a personal preference. But I like how this turned out, and The living room is a little bit smaller than I had hoped. I think I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. I had kind of a hard time picking furniture for it, and just the layout of the living room. I'm not sure. There's something off about it that just made it a little difficult to design the living room. Also, sorry if this voice overall is a little, I don't know, just not perfect because I haven't done one in a while, and doing like 25 to 30-minute voice overalls are kind of hard. Like, I don't know. I think they're kind of hard. I try to talk about things that are beneficial for you guys, but I know that I'm not perfect and I'm just getting started out on doing these speed builds and just getting used to explaining kind of my thought process as I built this house. But yeah, I hope if I start doing them more often and frequently, then it'll get a little bit easier for me to do these voiceovers for you guys. But anyways, yeah, so the living room has almost came together. That small like love seat couch, I didn't even know we had this swatch in that, and it's just a base game item, and that cute little like throw blanket that's over it, like that's so cute, and I didn't even know that it existed. But yeah, I guess just like doing this base game build definitely made me realize like what cool items actually came with just the Sims 4 itself. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I know on the other side, I add some other things, but I think I go back to that. But oh no. Yeah, okay, so right here I just add a little shelf and then some clutter items on top, and then I don't show it, but where that white picture is by the entryway thing is I end up going in and adding a bookshelf, and it's like the perfect fit for it. So I think that suits it well. And yeah, so I don't show me putting that there, but I'm pretty sure I do that later on in the build, or at least before I upload it. And then also cluttering up the coffee table. These are just some items from the debug menu. So like I said, you have to do bb.show hidden objects to be able to get these hidden items, but I just use them to clutter up the house and just make it feel like the house has people actually living there and just more realistic, I guess. So now we're moving on to the den, and this is just the computer room for the parents. I figured maybe one of them either worked at home sometimes or had to do business work on the weekends. So I just end up cluttering the desk with some basic items, and I know later on I add a lamp because I realized I didn't add a lamp to the desk and I thought I could use more lighting in there, so I do go back in later and add that. And then I just add a little craft table so that the kids have something to do in there. And then I do go in and add postcards from the debug menu as well on that little bulletin board, which I thought was really cute. So that's basically it. I think I add a rug, and then that's just about it for the office. And then here's the dining room. The dining room is kind of a strange shape and a weird size. I wanted there to be like a full table, so that's why it's a kind of tight, and I think they have to go through either entryways to sit at the table. It's kind of tight, or maybe like I think maybe one of the chairs isn't like doesn't work for a sim to sit in, but I think it looks cool, and I like how it's positioned in the house, like right off the entryway. And yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think it could be a little bit bigger, but I still think it fits this family well. And yeah, just pretty simple. I think I add a little fruit bowl, and then yeah, I think that's about it. And I do add a little hallway right here. So there's a little hallway that goes from the dining room to the parents' bedroom, and yeah. And so now we're moving on to the half bath, which I believe there's enough space if you wanted to make it a full bath, but I just leave it as a half bath, and it's pretty simple, pretty basic, just neutral colors. And I do go back in and add a toddler toilet later because one of the kids, or the daughter, is I do build a house for a toddler. So I do go back in and add that. And then also, I do add a laundry room in this house, even though base game doesn't have functionable laundry. You have to buy that pack. There are still laundry items, and I just made it like the idea. So if you did have that, you could use that as a laundry room. But here I'm starting on the kitchen, and it's a big, spacious kitchen, which is probably my favorite thing in a house, is having a big kitchen. So that's kind of why I went with this design. And also, I just feel like big families, it's better for the Sims to have a big kitchen for them to move around and stuff like that. So I just used some dark woods and white appliances to make the kitchen feel clean, and then some countertops. And I know I use these stools that have a fun color to it, because I don't think I've ever used them before. So that was kind of fun, and I just used these, and I think I ended up changing them at the end to the orange color. But I just thought it was fun because it added a pop of color to the kitchen. But yeah, and then I think I add, the microwave and coffee machine, and then I clutter up the counters with just some debug menus again. And then I just downsized the little coffee cups behind the coffee maker. I ended up making those a little bit smaller just because I feel like they're so big. Like, I don't know. To me, they just seem way too big, and they take up a lot of counter space. So that's why I just made it smaller. And then here I just cluttered up the counters, and then I add a little high chair. And then I do add a little side table, and I think I added like just a couple of chairs, and then some wall art, and I'm trying to think what else. I think that's about it for the kitchen. But I do like how it came together, and it's probably my favorite part of the house is the kitchen, because I just love how open it is, and just the pops of color of the orange. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. And I think we move on to the laundry room after this. So yeah, okay, so here I'm decorating the laundry room, which, like I said, there is no functionable laundry in just base game Sims. You have to buy the laundry pack, but it's definitely worth it, I would say. There's so many great items that come with that pack, so I would definitely recommend. But these are all the items that come with just base game, so you kind of get the idea of a laundry room. So at least there's this space. So if you do download this house, you have this space for the laundry space. But yeah, so then moving on to the parents' bedroom, which is actually on the main level. I personally don't really ever design houses like this, but for some reason the floor layout, like the bottom floor layout, ended up being huge in this house. So I thought it'd be perfect just to add the parents' bedroom down here, and then the kids' bedrooms upstairs, which I have only been in, I think, one house that I know of where the parents' bedroom is actually downstairs and then the kids' bedrooms are upstairs. So I have been in a house like that before, but this is just how the layout of this house came, which I actually don't mind. I think it's kind of a cool idea, and I don't know. I just think it's cool to have like all the kids' bedrooms upstairs and not the parents up there. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, so here I'm just decorating the parents' room, and I kind of went with just neutral like gray and purple tones. And then I also added a TV in here, which I don't normally add in rooms like bedrooms either, but I don't know, with a Sim4 base game, I kind of felt limited with artwork, so I didn't want to be repetitive, and that's why I just went with the TV instead. But here I'm just working on their ensuite bathroom. So they have a bathroom that's only for them. It's a full bathroom, and it's right off from their bedroom, so there's no access to it from the hallway. So it's just like their private bathroom. That's why there's the half bath on the other side of the house, which I kind of like the idea, and it's pretty simple. It kind of just matches the bedroom. And yeah, so here I'm moving to the upstairs, and there are two bedrooms. There is the girls' bedroom and then the twin boys' bedroom. So first I'm working on the twin boys' bedroom, or it could be like just an older boy and like a teenager and a son or something. I just did it this way, but you guys could obviously do it however you wanted to. But I loved how this room turned out. Like, I love all the bright colors and the orange and blue. I think it like came together super great, and I kind of figured that the sun, I didn't really pick out personalities for the parents, but for the kids, I kind of just imagined that maybe the sun and the blue is into space and science, and so that's why I added this fun like science thing. And then the one in the orange is into sports, so I give him a little desk, and I know I put just some of that decoration of like the sports gear, like the basketball, and just some like little awards also, I think, above the desk. But yeah, I'm just obsessed with how this room came together, and I love how I layered the carpets. I think that's super cute. But overall, I think the color scheme in this room is probably one of my favorites, and I had a lot of fun designing this room. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the twin boys' bedroom. I just added a couple little wall pieces and stuff like that. So I know we move on to the daughter's room, and I love the color of this wall. That light pink is so cute. And here I just went with a matching bed and little chair, and then I kind of give it like a little reading nook area in our room with carpet, and I add a teddy bear on our bed, which, just so you guys know, she can still, like, the Sim can still sleep in the bed. Putting the bear on the bed does not affect the Sim from sleeping there. But yeah, I just love how cute her room is, and I add a little bookshelf and a little reading area. And if you were to have more Sims, you could obviously like have 2 girls in this room. It's definitely big enough. But I just made it for one to change it up. But yeah, I love how this came together. It's super cute, and I kind of imagined that it was for like a younger toddler, like it just turned into a toddler in gameplay. So that was kind of my idea behind it. And then I just give her some little toys and stuff like that. And then a really cool part of this house is just the upstairs landing area, which is so cool. So I could have made an extra bedroom, but we really didn't need it in this build. So I made it like a kid's loft area, which I thought was super fun. And they just have all their toys out here, and there's going to be like a little kid's TV and just couch and just an area for them to play with, even though they both have like pretty good sized rooms. I just thought this was a useful area of the space, and yeah, I don't know, I just like how it came together. And obviously you guys could use it for something else, but I didn't really know what else to add in the house, and so I thought this was perfect. And I think I just go on to the kids' bathroom after this. So it's pretty simple. I just add a shower tub and just a sink and a toilet, and I just try to make it feel like it was more of a kid's bathroom. So I know we're coming up on the screenshot soon, so if you stuck it out to the end, thank you so much for watching my speed build on my new channel, and feel free to leave any comments or suggestions that you guys have, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!